Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Pop-Up PD with Mote. My name is John, and I'm delighted to be joined once again with Eleni. Eleni, how are you? It's lovely to see you here for another Pop-Up.
Thanks, John. I'm delighted to be here again. These are probably one of my favorite things when you and I get together to showcase and share a wonderful idea that teachers how they can use Mote directly in their classroom with a quick little snapshot of an idea.
Yeah, so just as Eleni said there, the whole point of these pop-ups is to give educators all over the world some ideas of how they might be able to use Mote and voice notes in their classrooms tomorrow. So without any further ado, I can see that you've shared your screen with me, Eleni, so I'm going to push that out to the stream. I'm going to fade away into the background, and I can't wait to see what it is that you're sharing today. So over to you.
Thanks, John. So for those of you who don't know where I'm based in the world, I'm based in Melbourne, Australia, and we are currently in our 6th lockdown here. So we've been in lockdown for almost 9 months now, in and out constantly. So our students have missed a lot of time at school. And what the biggest aspect that they have missed is the mental health and well-being. So at school, we would have a designated time where we could really focus on mindfulness and a whole lot of different strategies to help with this. But now in the remote setting, it's been really difficult to ensure that students are finding that balance between being on the screen and having that mental break as well. So I came up with the idea of creating a mindfulness break using Mote in Google Slides. So a little tip for you out there, I don't know if everyone knows this, but you can actually play multiple Mote recordings in Google Slide when you are in presentation mode. So what I've done here is I have just created a slide deck and I have inserted a GIF picture. So that is a moving image and made that as the background. And then I've gone ahead and recorded a sound, my voice with instructions, and then my voice as a conclusion. So this allows students, whether they are at home or at school, to go and have that little break. So when we are at home learning remotely, students have a designated time where they can go off and have a little bit of their mindfulness break, go ahead and play and listen to the instructions, still have me there guiding them through that mindfulness meditation time, but also knowing and able to return back to class once it is over. And this has been really great and rewarding because they can do this after school hours as well when they feel like on the weekend or whenever it is that they need that little break. Where when we are at school, some students also need that break in the middle of a lesson. And you as a teacher might be busy working with students. So I have a little quiet corner set up in the back of the room with some QR codes, and they go directly to arrange. You can set up different mindfulness breaks. Students can go scan that QR code, pop their headphones on and have that quiet time where you can guide them through a mindfulness break, and then they can return to the classroom. And this is a really nice way because it allows you to still work and focus with the class while the student goes and has that little break for themselves as well, which I think is really, really cool. So I'm going to show you how this all works. So I'm just going to go and present this and play the recording here. So the first one I have here is the sound. So this sound plays with the fish swimming around and creates that scene. So it really allows them to get into the headspace. Then they can go ahead and play
For today's mindfulness break,
my voice.
to relax and make sure to take a deep breath.
So when they play mine, I give them the instructions of taking in those deep breaths and finding and reminding them of all the things we have learned in class. And then once they have felt like they have listened to the sound, they can take their deep breaths. That's what the final one says, and return back to class. So for those of you who are wondering how to do this, when you have a blank slide, you simply go up to insert image. Now I've already got a GIF that I've saved to my drive. So I can go to my drive and then I can drag that on. Now, just for the sake of this, it does take a little bit of time to process. So I've just inserted one earlier. So that is now in there ready to go. Then I simply click on the Mote icon and then I can record a sound that I just want to have playing as a background noise, insert that, and then record my voice and add multiple motes. So it's simple, quick and easy. You could even have students create their own. which I think could be really effective. Even having students in music compose their own music for the mindfulness break, recording themselves, and then having the class listen to them, and they could then add them to your mindfulness corner in your classroom. So, Jon, that's my little pop-up PD for today, and hopefully that is a bit helpful, whether you are still remote like we are here in Melbourne, which I don't ever see a way out. I lie. We're meant to be going back in a few weeks, but, you know, and when you are back in the classroom, it supports students with that break as well.
Eleni, that was such a brilliant idea. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I think it's really important as well to see that you did mention it, but the fact that you can have those the audio files playing over one another, and that's when you're in presentation mode. So you got that great relaxing GIF on. You got that nice music. You got the kind of soundtrack, and then with your own very soothing voice playing over the top. I feel like that's something I could benefit from. So maybe you can share the deck with me after, and that's something that we'll be able to explore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share something super quickly from my screen. So here we go. I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to let you go and grab a water before I invite you back for the end, Eleni. Okay, so all we've got here, this is just a standard Google Doc. If I were to open this up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some text, and I'm going to see my Mote interface here. When I record my Mote, and you can see just on the screen there, is it's displaying all of the instruction in English. And if I were to click here and record, this is a great start. If you need any help, please let me know. So I can go to Done. I can click on the transcript just as I would do normally. And you will notice that everything here is set up with English. And that's because I'm using Mote Unlimited, and I've set the transcription, but also because I'm set through the extension to actually read and interface with everything in English. If I share this comment back, you'll see that I now have a Mote with the transcription below. And also, if I click on the extension, you will see everything is set up in English. So did you know that if you go to mote.com and you sign into your account, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and this has been with the help of our wonderful global community, that we've been able to localize Mote. So right down here, I have this little globe icon, and next to it set up for me currently is English UK. So what happens if I choose another language? Well, I'm glad, Eleni, that you asked that. What I can do is if I click on Spanish, you'll notice I get this Spanish pop-up. So what happens if I go back into the Google Doc? Well, the following will happen. I can click on the extension. All of those instructions and all of the interface that I had that was in English now appears in the language that I've switched it over to, which is Spanish. How good is that? Eleni, I'm going to welcome you back. Just to say, have you explored that at all?
To be honest, Jon, I haven't. I did know that feature was there, but being in Australia and I am only fluent in English, I wasn't aware of that. But I will be definitely letting know our French teachers, because I think they will absolutely love that, to immerse their students into the language even more.
Yeah. And I think that the importance of that is obviously, like, it really helps accessibility and it helps everyone to be able to engage with Mote, but it's also part of the kind of a really good demonstration of the power of our community. Speaking of which, if you head over to mote.com/community, you can find out about how to become a Mote certified educator. And we currently have the window open for ambassador applications as well. So if you're interested in either of those, mote.com/community. I think that has brought us to the end of a very, very eventful, information-packed pop-up PD. So really looking forward to seeing what people make of this and seeing how they share things across socials. We're always delighted to hear from you.
Exactly right, Jon. If you do use any of the ideas that Jon and I shared today, please make sure you tag Mote, because we love to see everyone in the community and what you do with Mote as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining us. Eleni, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I cannot wait until we're able to engage and record one of these other pop-up PDs. Until next time, goodbye.
Thanks, Jon. Bye.